Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are doing okay. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy as well. So before we get started, I did actually film this look and it was a chit chat, get ready with me, just me checking in, talking to you guys about how I want my channel to move forward and what my thoughts are about everything that's going on. And so I will either have that up before this video or after. Please do check it out, especially if you'd like to know what I am wearing. So anyways, today's video, I'm really excited because with spring already here, the first day of spring was actually a few days ago. And so with that being said, I think I wanted to just kind of cover my spring essentials, what I want to be using for spring. And also, I do live in San Antonio, and so it's very hot here in Texas. And so even with spring, it automatically just kind of jumps to the 80s and 90s already. It almost feels like summer. And so I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I will be using makeup wise. And then I'm actually going to be posting a eyeshadow palette video separate because I love eyeshadow palettes, if you guys don't already know, and I think that they deserve their own video. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So I've kind of like categorized everything here on my desk. I've kind of laid it all out, but I'm going to go ahead and get started with primers. So with me having more combination skin, I really do enjoy combining my makeup. So I love combining eyeshadow primers. I love combining different types of foundations. I love using matte foundations as well as hydrating and illuminating foundations. So that kind of goes the same for my primers. So I have two that I'm going to be probably wanting to use. So this one is from CoverGirl. This is their Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion. I have the shade Daybreak. This is just a illuminating primer and it really just brings this beautiful glow to the skin. And I just absolutely love this on before foundation. I feel like it just provides this really nice glow to the skin, and to me that really is just so perfect for spring and for summer. The next one that I do have is from Milani. This is their Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer, and this one is actually one of my favorites. It was in my Shop My Stash for you know, probably like the 2 weeks or so, and what tempted me to purchase this, Jessica Braun here on YouTube actually compared this to the Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's like the Beauty Flash, like Wonder Glow primer or something like that. And I have to say, it is very similar. You guys can see just kind of like the glow that that provides. I think it's absolutely stunning. I love that it doesn't provide any shimmer. It's not glittery. It's just like a really healthy glow. And you can even use that for highlighter. You can also use it, like I said, for primer, but you can even mix it with your foundations as well. So those are the two glowy primers that I'll probably be using. I also have hydrating primers as well, but I like to use those more so in the winter. But I love these like complexion enhancer type like illuminating primers for the spring and summer because I think it's just really beautiful underneath your foundation. I also do have an oily T-zone. So with that being said, I have two primers that I'd go ahead and that I thought I'd go ahead and mention. The first one is from Soap & Glory. This is their One Heck of a Blot Instant Perfecting Power Primer. This one is really great. I love putting this, especially like on my T-zone. It does a really great job at mattifying the skin. I picked mine up, I believe at Target, but I've also seen it at Ulta. This is a really great one. It has shine block for 12 hours, it says, and it also does say that it does have pore shrink technology. So just throwing that out there, I really do enjoy this one, and that's definitely going to be one I'm reaching for. With that being said, the Pores Be Gone Matte Primer from First Aid Beauty is definitely one that I'm going to be reaching for. I actually like this one all over my face. You know, unlike the Soap & Glory one where I just kind of put it in my T-zone, this one I like all over because I just feel like it's not too mattifying. Although it says that it does keep you matte, which it does, I feel like it's a little bit hydrating as well. And I also really enjoy the way that it smells. You can actually find these now at Ulta and Sephora. I purchased mine at Sephora though, but those are the primers that I'm definitely going to be focusing on. So moving on to foundations, I kind of have a difference in what I prefer as well for foundation. So the first thing that ultimately came to mind was the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizer from ColourPop. So this has quickly become one of my favorites. I think it looks so stunning on the skin. It doesn't provide much coverage at all. However, after putting on concealer, powder, everything afterwards, I feel like it just creates such a beautiful finish on your skin, and I absolutely have to powder this. There are some people who do not need to, but I do, especially because I hate the tacky feeling of foundation on my face. I do not like that, so I feel like I have to go in with powder with this one. But this is so beautiful. It's so hydrating on the skin. It feels like you're putting on water or like a lotion. It doesn't feel like you're putting on a tinted moisturizer. It's just very, very hydrating and comfortable on. And what I like to do is firstly go in with a brush just to kind of get the maximum coverage. And then I follow up with a sponge just to make sure that everything is blended out. There's no streaks from the brush or anything like that. So I'm definitely going to be using this one. For my more full coverage, maybe for the days that I want to be more matte, there are two that come to mind. So one of them is from Dose of Colors. This is their Meet Your Hue foundation. This foundation, I feel like runs more matte. I know that it claims to be, it doesn't say on here, but I think it claims to be more of like a satin matte. I would agree with that. It's definitely not a luminous foundation. It's not a completely like flat matte foundation either, but it does provide you with that matte, medium to full coverage look without feeling flat or anything like that. So this is definitely going to be one that I'm going to be reaching for, because not only do I get the coverage with it, but I also don't feel like I have to worry about me becoming, you know, completely shiny throughout the day. Also, I have to mention pretty much my favorite foundation ever. This is from L'Oreal. This is the 24-Hour Fresh Wear foundation. This is my heart in a bottle. I absolutely love this so much. It has great coverage. No matter what my skin looks like, I can rely on this foundation. I have no problems with it ever. It looks so stunning on the skin. It lasts so long, and I feel like it's like the perfect finish. So it's not dewy, it's not matte, it's just like a perfect description is fresh wear. Like that's what it's called, and I feel like it's literally what that is. I also really love the scent as well. As soon as I finish this one, I'll probably try and finish up other foundations within my collection before I repurchase it, but I really do want to repurchase it because it is just like my favorite. So I'll really be using that one as well. So moving on to powders. So I actually have favorite powders, and the powder I'm about to mention is not my favorite powder by any means. However, it really does mattify. Like, I'm gonna be honest, this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. I really don't like this powder that much. I feel like it also kind of has like a peach hue to it. You can see that it's not really like translucent, it's more peach, but it really does mattify. I think it does a really great job at keeping you from getting oily throughout the day. And so this is going to be a powder that I probably just dust all over the T-zone and call it a day, and maybe go in with a pressed powder, you know, on the rest of my face. I don't really like it all over the face. I feel like it really does tend to just kind of like dry me out and leave me feeling a little bit flat. But during the spring and summer, it is really hot, and I do tend to get oily. I feel like I would like to use this to just kind of like dust in my T-zone, because it is like guaranteed that it's going to keep me matte. So just kind of like my pros and cons with this one, but I really will be using this a ton during spring and summer because I just know of how good it will work. With that being said, taking it way back and keeping it old school, the Rimmel Stay Matte Lightweight Mattifying Powder. You guys know this. This has been around for so long, and this is a classic. I used to use this all the time in high school. I remember like keeping it in my backpack, and every day during lunch I'd go back into the restroom and I'd like touch up, and it was like the perfect powder. So what I like to do, especially when I have a more luminous foundation on, I like to, you know, just go about my regular makeup application, spray some setting spray, and then once everything is dry, I like going into like a smaller brush with this powder and dusting it all over my nose, my chin, and my forehead, because I know that that's where I tend to get oily, and this just kind of like makes makes that locked into place, and it doesn't feel like, you know, it's going to move around during the day or anything like that. So that's how I like to use this powder. This might be a powder too that I maybe keep on my desk just to kind of like do touch-ups with. I don't trust the packaging completely because it doesn't have like a clasp or anything. It's literally just like a lid. They really should fix that, and I think it would be like an A+ 100% product after that. But just a really great trustworthy product, especially if you have oily skin. So for bronzer, I have two bronzers out. I absolutely love a luminous bronzer. I think there's nothing more pretty than that. I do like matte bronzers as well, but I think especially for the spring, it's so stunning just to provide that overall kind of like bronzy, golden look of bronzer to your face. And so I have two in particular. The first one is the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce. This is so stunning, and it's just, I don't know, it just provides like a really nice like golden sheen. You can barely see it. It's so close to my skin tone, but it's right here. You can't really see it. I'm so sorry. But it just provides a really nice like golden sheen all over the face, and I like that it is pretty close to my skin tone because I can't go too heavy. You won't see that it's like glittery or anything like that. I feel like it just kind of like blends in to my skin so nicely, so I really do like this one. I also have to recommend my Flower Beauty Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer. I really, really love this one. This one you should probably be able to see fine with my swatch. Maybe. Yeah. So there it is right there. You can just see like the luminescence within the, oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. I really, really love this bronzer. I wasn't going to pick it up at first because I have so many bronzers, but it is really, really nice. I really do like it. So I'm definitely going to be playing with this one a lot as well. For blush, I feel like this is just the time for blush for me. Like, I'm going to be honest. I love going completely all out with blush during the spring and summer. And so the first palette that comes to mind is my Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette. This is what she looks like. So we have a cream blush, a cream highlight, and then kind of like a blush topper, and then a highlight as well, like a powder highlight. This is so stunning. I just absolutely love this. I feel like if you are a blush lover, you need to go and get this. It is just so pretty, and I just look forward to using it all the time. And I used it so much last year. So here's the blush topper, here's like the powder highlight, this is the cream, this is like the cream highlight, and then there's the cream blush. So it is just really, really pretty. I absolutely love this palette, and if you are a blush lover, you need to get it. I also think that these shades are so perfect for spring and summer. Spring is like the most beautiful time to just to kind of wear like really out there blush and like glowy blush and everything like that. And so I really want to be using this palette during the spring. So I wanted to recommend that one. I also want to bring out my Flower Beauty Blush Balm. This is the only shade that I have currently. It's in the shade Cinnamon. I really want to pick up their shade Nectar or Pinched because I think I would really love those. I'm actually wearing this one today. It is a little bit harder to work with in the sense of like I have to powder my face, and so sometimes I feel like I lose that pigmentation. So I like to go in again a second time, just kind of like with my sponge and just get a little bit more. But it's so easy to blend out. It's just very easy. It's foolproof. So I really do love this one, and I want to use it more so during the spring. And then also just another example of like a glowy blush. This one is from Laura Geller. This is their Baked Gelato Vivid Swirl Blush in the shade Rosewater. So this is what this one looks like. It is really, really beautiful. It's just kind of like a glowy, shimmery blush. This is what it looks like. It just has this really nice like pinky sheen to it, and I think it's really pretty, especially for the spring. How many times am I going to say spring during this video? But I just really, really like this one, and I can find a lot of Laura Geller products at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, so really great products as well. So if you're curious as to where you can find them, that's where I've been finding them. And then also I do have like a face palette that I wanted to just kind of say that I'll probably be using a lot. So I actually won a giveaway very recently on one of my favorite YouTubers channels, and she goes to TJ Maxx and Marshalls a lot. That's honestly how I came across her channel, was through her TJ Maxx videos. And so she recently did a giveaway, and it was just like it was 2 items, and I think she threw in a bonus item last minute. But anyways, she basically put this palette in the giveaway, and I did win it. I was so excited. So this is from Becca. This is the Pop Goes the Glow Champagne Pop Face and Eye Palette. It is just like so pretty. You guys can see it has a highlight and kind of like some blush toppers and all of that. I'm definitely going to show you guys swatches. And Becca usually doesn't have like the best pigmentation, but with this palette, like, it really does swatch really well. So I'm sorry, there's a swatch there too. But it's really pretty. So anyways, I'm definitely going to be using this palette just because, again, it's shimmery, it's kind of glowy, and I think that it's really, really pretty. Something else to consider, if you do have texture, there are still some products that you can use even with that texture on your skin, because I know some people are like, no, I'll never like wear a glowy blush because I have texture. There are some highlighters, bronzers, blushes that do not enhance texture, and I think that's really key, is like finding those. I'm kind of the person that doesn't really care. Like, I don't really care. To me, if I like the way that it looks and it doesn't look terrible on me, I'm just gonna wear it. Like, I don't care. Like, nobody's gonna come up to me and say, wow, like, you have a pimple on your face and you just highlighted it. Like, nobody's gonna come up and say that. And if they do, like, that's rude, and you shouldn't care about what they say anyways. So just saying that, it's completely up to you. If you do not feel comfortable wearing, you know, glowy products or things like that, then don't. By all means, rock like a matte coral blush during spring. Like, who cares? But if you are someone who does have texture, but you do want to kind of like, you know, go into the realm of like glowy blushes and bronzers and highlighters, then try and find one that has a formula that doesn't enhance texture. There's definitely some out there, and maybe watch some YouTube videos on that. I feel like I'm not the best person at recommending those, because like I said, I just don't really care. I just wear whatever I want to, and there's that. Definitely though, like liquid blushes and like this Natasha Denona palette, it doesn't enhance any type of texture or anything like that. Like, I don't have any problems with that. Moving on, I did have a cream highlighter that I wanted to recommend. I absolutely love this one. It just happened by luck that I ended up picking it up from TJ and like falling in love with it. This is again from Laura Geller. This is the Easy Illuminating Stick in the shade Ballerina. This is really, really pretty, and it is just so easy to just pop on to the skin. And I kind of blended it out on my hand, and you can just see like how dewy and like just so pretty, like how pretty it is. I feel like I'm all like mesmerized, you know, with it, but it is just really pretty. I think I love how convenient it is. I just literally like swirl my finger into the product and then just like tap it on, and that's how it works. It never lifts up any makeup underneath. I never have any problems with like blending it out. It's so beautiful, and it lasts really well on the skin. So if you can find these, they still have them at TJ. It's really hard to find one that's not tampered with, that's not swatched or anything, but if you can, I would really recommend going and picking one up. Of course, when all of this is over and we can go back into stores, you best know I'm going to be running to TJ and Marshalls when we can go again. But yeah, definitely recommend grabbing one of these if you can find it. So I thought I'd go ahead and share some of these like spring products that I'm interested and excited to play around with. And so definitely comment down below, what are you going to be playing with for spring? What are some of your spring you know, essentials? Do you live in a hotter climate? Do you actually have spring weather when it's like really nice and beautiful? I wish I had that. Definitely comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and just continue to stay safe and healthy. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, and also please consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!